Lally ho, friends, and welcome to episode 10 of Kupo Quest. You'll notice that temporarily we have just 3 of our players here today, but I promise the bunny's on their way. Just getting held up just a little bit. But we're here, and you're here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching this on YouTube. Quick recap where we are. So, the Fourgiven have left the comforting, though crumbling town of Cornelia, setting out with Furion and now Queen Sarah, on their way on to what is essentially a diplomatic mission back to Limblum, the capital of the Empire, to break the news to the Emperor himself that his youngest son has gone and wed himself to the now Queen of Cornelia. And, quick pause right there, welcome to the show, Nozak. We just started.
It's so busy today. Yeah, sorry.
We're all dead. I'm glad you showed up.
No problem. This is what we get for playing with someone in Australia that actually has, the middle of their day right now. So, no worries. Anyway, so the group has left out. They're on their way to Lindblom, going to pass through the town of Altair. On the way there, they did encounter some hellhounds on the road, which Kamari, who we met last episode, who is basically the guardian / caretaker of Queen Sarah, and has been since she was little, informed them that these are fiends that have taken up residence in Xanarkand, his old hometown, and they seem to be spreading further and further out. But the team dispatched them quite quickly, and we moved on to the city of Altair. But as we got close, Izzy sent Anubis scouting ahead and realized that the town was ablaze and that it seemed like an older model airship, had crashed into the town of Altair. As the realization kind of settled over the group that this might have been caused by, somebody draining the wind crystal of all of its power, Ava gets a message from his network of spies, specifically Leonhardt, whom I don't think we've revealed her real name yet, who let Ava know that King Conrad has slit his guard's throat and is now in the wind. And that is where we left off. At this point, Izzy, I think you're the only one that knows what's causing the fire. Everyone can see the smoke, but I think you're the only one, unless you told them. I can't remember the
I'm pretty sure he told everyone it was an airship. If he didn't, he tells everyone it's an airship. It's an airship crash.
But Ava, you just received this message from Leonhardt, basically telling you the king, or the ex-king, had slit someone's throat, and it bounced out of there. So we cut before you had a chance to respond. So if you'd like to, you can respond in 25 words or less.
I'm just going to respond with a sigh.
Just a sigh. Okay.
Yep.
So what are you all doing? At this point, you've come closer, and you can start to kind of hear the sounds of the fire in the distance. You can hear some screams. Sounds like maybe people running around, But the fire seems to be, as you come around, you can finally see it now, not just from Anubis's point of view. A good half of the town, easy, and you don't really know how long this fire's been blazing.
Start picking up the pace. We should probably get in there.
Izzy, did Anubis see any water? Bodies of water? Rivers, lakes, wells?
I don't remember the mapping of the town very well. I'm not sure. If anyone would know, it would be Furion.
It's been quite some time since I've spent any. There should be wells, of course. There's wells throughout the town. There's lakes, but not necessarily close. We should get in and see if people need help first, and then we can deal with that.
And then we really should have gotten rid of the fire crystal first, above board.
Please tell me. It usually says that out loud.
Should organize a bucket brigade.
Okay, so as you all are sticking together, so you are still going as fast as you can, but the horses are limited to how fast they can pull that carriage. Now, if you're wanting to run ahead, Grunther, you could easily go ahead, but that's totally up to you. It depends on how you want to play this.
No, I want to stay near the queen.
Okay. So, Furion in control.
Weird question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How fast do horses move in D&D?
I think technically it's like 60 feet, I believe is their speed stat. They wouldn't be able to go that fast while they're pulling the carriage, and up until this point, Furion hasn't been riding them really hard, pushing them to go as fast as they can, but he is now. So at this point, you're galloping as fast as you can towards the flames. And Grunther, this is actually probably a little bit better for you because it's the first time you've really gotten to push Duchess to move a little quicker. You've been kind of keeping a trot, and might have been a little it might have been a little exasperating for someone of your caliber, used to riding these things into battle. As you get closer, the sounds of the flames start to pick up, and you can just see most of the town at this point is engulfed in flame, and you can see the wreckage of this airship. Nozak, go ahead and give me a... let's see.
He hates my perception is so high.
History, maybe? Just to see what you know about this particular airship. Or if you have any kind of proficiency with your tools. You can use that as well. So that makes sense. You know, not brewer's tools or anything, but any of your metal.
I'm not very intelligent. I rolled a 4 on history.
4, okay. The wreckage is quite substantial, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly what kind of airship this is. From what you can see, like a propeller hanging out, you could at least know that it is a much older type of airship. But as far as any other details on it, you're not sure. The wreckage is just too substantial.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Once we get to the town, just because I move a little bit quicker, I immediately, being so low to the ground and smoke rises, I want to get out of the car and just start running into any buildings that I can find to see if there are people that are trapped or like if there are any kids or anything still inside.
Sure.
And I just want to start doing that and get people out and into open air.
Okay.
Away from all the smoke.
Just quick investigation check as you're running from house to house. While you're doing that, anybody else? What are you guys doing?
Go look for the closest
Izzy is in the cart, and if you were looking at him, you'd see it's almost like he's meditating. And as he does, you see he pulls out an incense, and he focuses on it. It begins floating over his orb. And as he does, you see he lets out a breath as various symbols begin to be made out of the smoke and begin to come around it. He is going to use his book to quickly instant ritual cast 5 familiar, and he's going to turn Anubis from a raven. You see his shape changes, and he almost goes behind the smoke and disappears, and you see an owl appear.
Okay.
Owls are much faster and can see a lot better. And you see he is going to be on surveillance, and he is going to look for any people he can call out for his friends.
Okay, so give me a perception check with... I believe it's advantage for the owls, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So go ahead.
+3 add advantage, baby.
There you go. So go ahead and roll that. Grunthor, Ava, what are you two doing?
well duty.
Well duty. Oh, yeah, you did say that. Okay. You can give me a quick investigation or perception check too, because you're just kind of running through the town, just kind of scanning.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll 2 because it won't let me do advantage.
Okay.
Right, I got a 17 on investigation.
Raw dice. Hey, that's going to be a 19 plus 3.
I was like 35. What is?
Yeah,
what's the modifier?
It won't let me go for advantage for some reason.
Okay.
So that's plus 3. Also, I'm about to switch to Izzy's dice I normally use. I rolled the wrong one.
So 22, right? 19 plus 3. Okay. So Nozak.
Yes.
Once you get up to the houses, some of them are burnt well beyond repair. You can't get into some of these houses. You do manage to find a couple, but as you kick in the door, the smoke, even though it's kind of over your head, it just starts billowing out. Most of them do seem to be already abandoned. At least on this end of town where it seems like you're closest to the crash site. Now, how long are you planning on staying in each house looking around?
I just want to do like a quick little like look around, because I feel like the idea in my head being that obviously I'd be used to fires, stuff like that with weaponry. The idea being like I'd know what to look for to see if people have either gotten out or if I'm listening out for sounds above the fires.
So,
but yeah, so probably like maybe just a quick minute in each one, just skimming.
Give me a perception check.
Yes.
19.
Okay, 19.
Okay. It's in probably the third house you come to. As you kind of kick it in, it's a two-story house. And when you first enter into it, it's just like a big open area. And there's some, well, it looks like old furniture, but at this point, most of it's either ablaze or has been crushed by falling debris from the floor above. You do hear a faint, "Is there anyone down there?" coming from the floor above you.
I'm not even throwing caution to the wind, which doesn't exist
what
anymore.
Wind?
What wind?
Exactly. I'm not even gonna think and just immediately go straight upstairs.
Okay. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
And
10.
on the dot.
That was actually all you needed. Right,
Thank
where you
Christ.
needed. It was 10. So as you're running up the stairs, your foot touches one of the wooden steps, and it just cracks through as it's already starting to lose some of its stability. But you manage to, because you're a bunny, just quickly with your reflexes hop up about 3 more stairs, and as you can just hear it crashing down below you. Once you get to the top floor, the landing there, it looks like there is just, again, it's like kind of a little bit of a hallway and then like 2 rooms. And you can see smoke just billowing out of one, and that's where you hear someone coming from. Help!
Okay. I'm gonna pull some anime shit.
Okay.
And what I want to do is I want to run into the room.
Okay.
And then as soon as I catch eye with him, obviously if the stairs have already broken out from me just going up and I'm a rabbit, then safe to assume the floor's probably not going to last much longer. So what I want to do, and this is going to be stupid, is as soon as I see him, I want to immediately summon my mech as I go to grab him to pick him up and then just burst through the wall and land on the ground outside.
Okay, so it's like a run, transform, grab, burst
and
through.
just keep going
like
forwards.
Kool-Aid Man out the door. Okay. You know what? I'm not even gonna make you roll for that because it's just cool. What I will make you do, I will make you just a dexterity check, just going out the door, the window, just
dexterity?
to see. Yes. Yeah, just like a dexterity or acrobatics. If you're proficient, you can have it in acrobatics.
I'm not proficient, but I do have a +1 there, so.
There you go.
I'm not very dexterous, but that's okay.
The rescue goes fine. So as you run and you leap into the air, very anime, and hit the bam on your gauntlet as you just start transforming. As the mech appears, the man actually looks surprised at first, but then relieved. As for a split second, you realize you're back in Empire territory now. As you just grab onto this person and
holy shit, I forgot about that.
Burst.
Sorry.
Burst out the wall, and as you do that, there's like a flume of fire that just kind of comes out behind you. Unfortunately, as you're doing that, you didn't really get the best trajectory, so you hold the man tight, but you crash down onto the ground. Even through your mech, you're going to take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall out the second story, slam down, and you can feel the mech just kind of like one of the arms. You might have popped something loose there, so you might need to check that out.
Makes sense.
And you can hear the man go. He's actually going to take a little bit too, also 2 points of damage, but safe.
Cool. I'm just straight away. We're like, sorry, I didn't think that through. It was just I needed to get you out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I thought I was dead.
Alright, and then I'm just gonna call out for Sarah to just stay with him and check on him.
Perfect. So, yeah, go ahead, Gunther. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna actually leap off of Duchess and instruct Duchess to help Sarah in anything she needs, moving around and anything. I'm gonna run towards the actual wreckage and try and look for like survivors, anyone trapped under debris, and try and muscle it up and stuff.
Perfect. I'll get to that in 1 second. Let me just do Ava, because he said he was going to run and look for the well. Can you remind me what you rolled? You rolled, was that a 17 for you, Ava, or?
I haven't yet.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
You should have said yes.
I would have just given it to you. Watch it be a 17. That would be great.
It's going real slowly for some reason. It's like... It's literally doing that on my screen. I have no idea why. It's really weird.
7.
Oh.
You do manage to find a well. There is a well kind of towards the center of town. As you get towards the center of town, you're getting towards the edge of where the flames are. So you just kind of got here. You don't really have a map of the city yet, but seems like it's mostly towards the west, maybe the southwest, but it's about that half of the city. There's still, as you're coming into the main square, there's still flames and buildings that are on fire. But at this point, most of it is starting. It hasn't caught fully yet. You find the well, and there are people around the well, but it seems to be drying up. It looks like they've been at this for a little while. And as you run in, there's chaos, and you see them trying to douse things on, and they actually already have a chain going towards the buildings closest to you. But the well, there's some there, but they're running out of water.
Okay, then I'll just ask them where the next one is closer to the fires, and then I'll go and try and find that one.
Yeah, as you manage to get someone's attention, and they're like, and then they point off towards the northwest, and they tell you that it's about essentially a block and a half that way.
Okay, I'll run over there and go do my thing over there.
So, as you're doing that, Grunthor, you went to the wreckage, right? Go ahead and give me a perception check. At this point, Duchess runs off. You see Sarah and Furion, they've kind of spread out too, as well as the guards that they were with, and they're all like kind of going in looking to see if they can provide any assistance.
Just a 5.
Okay. The ship has been, destroyed. There's very little of it left, and just kind of looking at it, you can't really get that close, because just as you approach it, the heat of the fire, because you're going towards where this originated from, it's almost too much to bear, and you're probably guessing anyone on that didn't survive.
Well, I'm still going to try and see if, dig through the wreckage if I can, to at least look for bodies to try and pull them out.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that was an 18.
Okay.
Oh no.
As you go to try, you kind of put something over your mouth and you go in, but when you grab to try to lift something up, it just immediately just singes your hands. You're going to take 4 points of damage, sorry. Max, roll a d4 there. But you just, as you've got just big burn gashes across your hand. The heat of this wreckage is just too much at the moment for you to pick up, and you can feel the heat oppressive around you, and you start to feel it, the smoke kind of entering your lungs. You think you don't have too long to hang out here before it might start getting to you.
And I'm gonna turn to anyone that's around, the townsfolk, and start a bucket brigade.
Where you are, no one's around. You're the only one that's gone this close to the actual wreckage because of it's dangerous and it's hot, and only someone of Grunthor's sheer determinedness and constitution would dare go this close. Yeah, there's no one near you at this point.
Okay, I'm just gonna look around for Ava, because knowing he ran off to go look for the well, and I'm going to be at the head of the bucket brigade if there is going to be one.
Sure. Give me a perception check with disadvantage.
I did get a nat 20 and a 16.
Hey.
I'm telling you, those dice, those dice should be illegal.
I had to reload, so the 20 came out.
That's enough. At where you are, you turn around, you try to get a good look, but the smoke is just kind of overtaking your vision from where you are. You do manage to see, though, in the distance, you don't see Ava, but you do see what looks like some other town folk, and it looks like they are doing something with like a line. It's kind of hard to tell. It might be a bucket brigade. But you do see signs of life over towards what you imagine is the center of the city, of the town.
Okay, I'm going to make my way towards town, hopefully run into either those people or Ava.
Sure. As you make your way there, you don't see Ava, but you do come across that first well with the people that are trying their best to get the last little remnants of water out of that well. Do you want to just help them, or what do you want to do?
Yes, and I'll also ask the first person. I was like, is there another well?
Yeah, we actually just started sending people over there. I saw somebody, I sent them that way, and he points up towards the northwest. He said it's about a block and a half. If you'd like to take some people with you, it's a little bit longer of a walk, but we might be able to do it if you take some people.
I'm going to start doing that then.
Okay.
And I form up on me! Try and use my Sergeant Major voice.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ugh. That's even worse than my intimidation check. 13.
That's it wasn't a low one. I set it at 12. For the most people, they look at you. Most people realize this one is running out, and they kind of gather what you're trying to do. Not everybody follows. There's some that just seem to be so focused on their task that they just keep going. So, but yeah, you got a decent amount of people. You probably get about 25 village people that are following you.
As I'm leaving, I'll tell to that first person that answered about the well, I'm like, if necessary, see if you can get dirt to throw on it.
Yes, dirt. Good idea. Thanks.
And then head off.
Okay. Izzy, you were sending Anubis in owl form, right? What was your 23?
Yes, Owl Anubis, if you would.
Oh my god!
So there's one thing that everyone should know about me, okay? I love a good pun, okay? I love puns. Most people actually hate puns. I love them so much that you get inspiration for that.
Ooh.
Wow.
That'll probably be one of the only ones I do because I am horrible at making puns.
Because Alnubis is great. Okay?
Let me pull out my joke book real quick.
Here we go, baby.
Alright, hold on. They gotta work, okay? You can't just tell me random puns. While I'll appreciate those aren't worth inspiration. Okay?
You didn't get an inspiration for drunk Nozak calling the king their Final Fantasy?
I think I did. Oh, I didn't because you already have it. I looked down and you already have inspiration. That's why I didn't do it. Okay, so, so yeah, with that, you actually get a much better view of what's going on in the town itself. So the town is, it's not quite as large as Cornelia, though it is large, because this isn't actually like a capital or a city. It is a smaller town, but it's probably about the size of, if you just kind of removed the castle from Cornelia, it's about that big. Much like Cornelia now, there is a portion of the city that's ruined, and that would be pretty much all of the western side, and then kind of coming around towards the southwestern side a little bit too. The northeastern side seems to be, as of yet, untouched. It obviously is radiating out of where this airship crash landed, which seemed to kind of have hit not quite the edge of town, but maybe 2 or 3 blocks inside on the western end. From the air, you can see the chain. And actually, while he's up there, he would see kind of what's happening with Grunthor, leading the people to a second well. You can see that there's also, from your vantage point, a well on the southern side of town, although it is within the flame area. So it's actually kind of already been overtaken by the buildings that are just kind of burning around that. What you can also see is kind of in the middle of town, off towards the east a little bit, there is probably the biggest building in the town that you would guess is probably some kind of town hall, meeting place, something like that. But what you can see is, for the most part, it seems like most of the people are out of the burning area. And that there's a congregation of people that are in the center of town working with the bucket brigade to do it, but you see also a lot of people that have actually fled out of the town. And you can see congregations of people that are actually standing outside the furthest edges of the town, just kind of onlooking as the town burns.
All right, that makes sense. Izzy,
lots of children out there, by the way. Just that it seems like those people have taken most of the younger people, the ones that couldn't do anything, and then there's also some that just are scared shitless, and they left town too. So
that's
watching the children.
Watching the children. Oh yeah, we need 42 adults to stand with all these children.
So, Izzy is going to, as he pulls out of Al-Nubis's mind, you see that his quill is already moving. He is still in the cart, and it seems that the cart and Al-Nubis are keeping up with each other, basically. And his quill starts moving on its own as he gets a mental picture of what he just saw, along with very well-written notes of the smaller details. And he pokes his head out, he lets out a whistle, and Anubis comes down, and he very quickly puts the note in the owl's mouth, and he says, "Find Ava as quickly as possible, please, and then make your way back." And then he's just going to send Anubis out.
Cool. Give me a quick perception check with advantage.
Yay!
So cool.
Wow, they really need to give us a way to do advantage on just like the regular rolls. Alright, so I guess I'll just roll 2 again.
Can't you?
Oh, yikes. Oh, cool. That's a 20. Natural 20, so 26. Wait,
Anubis,
no, natural 20 plus 3, so 23. Sorry.
that almost was your actual roll.
Semantic.
Anubis actually remembers exactly where he saw Ava, and just beeline straight to him. Ava, you feel Anubis... No, you feel an owl land on your shoulder, but as far as you know, that's not Anubis, because you didn't see that. So an owl has landed on your shoulder, and in one of its talons, it just has a rolled up note for you.
Good birdie. I'll take the note.
And then what does it say?
It is a drawn out a simplified. He's not an artist. A simplified map of the town with specific points labeled, and a few just like very quick. He understands he's on a time crunch. Very quick key notes on there.
Okay, just kind of the layout of the town, basically.
Yeah, and pretty much just like 3 or 4 bullet points under it, or on the back. That's about it.
Okay. As you're reading it about this point, Grunther, you would be coming up on the well. So you would see Ava there reading this note. And Ava, as you look up, you would then see Grunther coming with about 20, 25, roughly, people and their buckets, all running towards you and the second well.
Right, you guys got this one. I'll go to the other one. That's Izzy labeled. And then I'll go to that other well.
Okay. So, Ava, you take off. Izzy, did you label where the flames were?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ava, you would know that's in the flames if you would still want to try to go there.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I just need to get within 100. I just need to get within 120 feet of it.
Yeah, Al-Nubis sees you going towards the fire. Is like, well, and just leaves.
Wait, that's not what I'm... Whatever. So now I'm curious. So, Grunther, you've gotten there. This well still has quite a bit of water in it. It being a little further away, people haven't been touching it yet. What are you doing?
I'm going to organize them into basically a bucket brigade, making sure that we have a good supply of buckets, and instruct them, like if necessary, like whoever the front runs back to become the back line, and it basically continues a.
we're gonna do. What tactic are you taking? Are you trying to be firm, authoritative leader, or are you trying to?
Yes,
be like,
basically, I'm bringing out the sergeant major in me.
You can do an intimidation check if you'd like. Then, as you roll this one. Well, you can have advantage too. By the way.
Oh.
Just sorry. I said I was about to say it, and I saw you were rolling. So.
Well, it doesn't matter. 7 is my best.
People are doing what you want. I mean, they're not fighting your commands, but they're panicked. You're not dealing with soldiers here. You're dealing with peoples whose homes are burning, and while they're trying to help, they're out. Some of them are out of their element. It takes a while. It takes longer than you would like, and in the end, you're not sure how efficient it is, but you do get something going. To where the water's making its way back, but yeah, there's a part of you that's just frustrated by how scattered some of these people are.
I'll ask one of them. Is there a town watch?
There was, but they're all kind of scattered out. I don't know what they're doing. We were just here, just going about our day, and then I don't know. I don't know where anybody is.
Just keep the line.
I haven't seen my brother.
Brigade moving. We'll gather everyone together.
Okay.
Just keep it going.
Okay.
I'm going to go look for the town watch.
Okay. Let's go back to Nozak. Yes.
After helping the guy out and probably unclink something, but can fix it later. I immediately. Here's some soft Nozak. As soon as I see the kids, I am straight over to them.
Okay.
That's not even a thought in my mind.
You wouldn't see those because Anubis saw those from the sky. They're outside the town. So you just looking around.
I don't know that.
You don't see any
kids.
Sweet. Yeah.
Better then. I want to still continue to look through as many places that aren't obviously just written off as I can.
Okay.
But I want to try and keep an eye out. I want to specifically look for my weaponry to see if anyone's carrying a dagger, a sword, a shield, because that'll mean a guard or something.
Okay.
So I want to keep doing what I'm doing, but if I can, keep an eye out for that too.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Oh, I like that number. It's a big number. Speaking of big numbers, I'm on a roll.
23. That was a pretty good roll. Not gonna lie.
Your boy is in his element.
So you,
fire.
As you're looking around, you start making your way as close as you can to the flames, kind of keeping towards. You're not going towards the wreckage, but you're just checking out mainly the houses along the row you were going. The man, by the way, as soon as you get up, are you staying in your mech? I'm assuming, and just kind of trudging along.
Yeah, I'm staying in it for now. Yeah.
He takes off. He takes off towards the center of town, coughing away from the smoke.
Cool.
You spend some time just kind of going through. Most of the people seem to have evacuated this part of the town. After a little while, though, you're about to give up, and you're about to not give up, say this part of you're not like, oh well, this is.
She'll be right. She'll be fine.
You're about to just say, okay, this place is clear. I can go on to the next place. When you do hear some more coughing, it doesn't sound as weak as the first one, but it's just a damn it. And you can hear that coming from. It's hard to see at this point. The smoke is is kind of all around you, but the voice doesn't sound as strained as before. And it does seem to be coming from one of the houses nearby.
Mm-hmm. I am listening. I just had an idea, but I don't know where it is. Okay. Yeah. No. It's a fun thing, I promise.
No,
it's good.
I'm curious.
I'm gonna have to look for it. I'm so mad. Yeah. Okay. So as soon as I hear the coughing, I'm just gonna head straight into camera. Don't stop. No, I'm just going to do the thing and just head for the coughing.
Okay. As you give me one more perception check.
Damn.
To kind of narrow down where it is.
Ooh, I'll take an 11.
11. You're pretty close. So as you're kind of looking around, you spend some time, but you don't. It goes quiet for a while, and then you don't actually hear anybody else. And for a minute, you start to panic a little bit.
Like,
but
hello?
then you hear another. Is someone there?
Where are
my
you?
leg's trapped. I'm over here. Give me one more perception check.
Very descriptive.
Perception check with advantage.
What do you want to say? He's under the fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the 19 over the 7 any day.
19. You have pretty good hearing. So as you know, your little ears are doing like a radar thing, and when he says over here, they're like boop boop, and then they can hear kind of exactly where he is. You can't see him because there's so much smoke, but you know the direction of which the voice came from. If you'd like to run into the smoke.
Yeah, I'm going to run in and just kind of like duck my head a little bit under like the armor.
Okay.
Like I'm wearing the thief glamour, so like just a little bit under the shirt.
You probably have like a bandana.
Like,
you can probably pull down too if you want.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yo, I look so sus right now.
As you come through the smoke, you see a darker skinned man that is trapped under what looks like a beam that fell off of one of the houses. He's actually outside between two of the houses. It looks like maybe part of the roof had fallen off and trapped him under it. One of his legs is completely trapped. The other one's free.
Yeah.
He's wearing what at one point was probably very nice white robes. And he also looks like he at one point had something on his head that some kind of hat or some kind of scarf or something, but it is all completely burned away. And you can also see that he also has like basically like a white handkerchief or something pulled up over his nose, kind of like you do. And he's just, I need help. My leg. Can you get me out of this?
We're gonna try. And just because I don't have to touch it because I'm only got Whittle paws, so Whittle paws not gonna do much. I am going to maneuver the mech to like dig into the ground because this thing's made of metal. To like dig into the ground underneath on either side of where his leg is.
Okay.
And I want to try and lift it up, literally just enough for him to try and push his leg out.
Okay.
As I'm doing it. And then hopefully with enough time, DM, he'll pull his leg out, and then I'm just going to drop it straight away, because if the rest of the town is as burnt to a crisp as what this part is, then Nozak know that there's no saving anything, so there's no use trying to actually push it. Just get him out and run.
Give me an athletics
So that's
check.
what I want to do.
And then, since you're using your mech, I'll give you advantage.
No need. Nat 20.
Nat 20. It's like
Plus
you
4.
have a surge of adrenaline that somehow goes into your mech also. The way that you have just constructed
Press
this,
a couple buttons.
as you go to do it, you realize that your left arm, the left mech arm, doesn't fully extend the whole way. It seems like something is catching it, probably damage from the fall. However, as the other hand is able to get in and lift the beam up with relative ease, because this is some fine craftsmanship that you put into this thing. And he is able to squeeze out. It's his left leg, by the way, that was crushed. And squeeze out and go, thank you. And he starts to stand up, and then almost like he's not thinking about it, puts a little weight on his left leg and goes, oh, damn it. I'm not doing that. I'm going to need some help.
Yeah, it might not be a smart idea. I'm just going to, instantly, press more buttons and just drop the beam where it is.
Okay.
And what I want to do is I want to try and scoop him up in the mech, or at least try and, Actually, what I'm going to do is Nozak is going to jump out of his little seat. This is not going to be comfortable for him. But Nozak's going to jump out of his seat a little bit, help him to get up into his chair and just, hang his legs over the edge. And then sit, on his lap and press the buttons to move and just say, hold on.
As you do that, and you kind of it's hard to get him in there because he's a bit bigger than you. But you're able to do it, no problem.
Just 6 feet of difference.
Some problem, but not enough to where you have to roll for it. And then once you get in there and you start driving it away, he goes, when did the Empire send aid? How How did they get our message so fast? Looking around at your mech.
The mech, yeah. About that. I'm not. I am, but I'm also not technically with the Empire. But like, I kind of am, but like, I haven't for a little while, and I'm just kind of like, we just kind of arrived, and we saw the whole the blimp thing, or the Zeppelin, or whatever we call it now. That's kind of crashed into the buildings, and we were on our way. We were literally just in the right place at the right time, sir.
Oh, Bahamut, bless you. You gotta get me. You've got to get me to the town hall. I have to let them know what's going on.
Where's the town hall?
Towards the center
Actually,
of town.
Better yet, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press one button, and it's gonna show up a little map, of like the whole thing, and I'm just gonna be like, just like draw directions, just like arrow here, go that way, and I'll just follow you.
You know, and to be honest, this is Empire territory. You probably would have maps of Altair stored in there. That's a good point.
I don't want to ask questions.
he kind of like points out and points towards basically what looks like the center of town, a little bit off to the east, the largest building on your map. That's there.
Yeah, that one.
We had some officials hanging out there. I came in to see if I could help and then got trapped. But I think I managed to get most people out before the wall came down on me, or whatever that was. Oh God, this thing can this thing be a little less bumpy? Shit.
It was kind of the prototype. I was the first one that kind of made this one, so like we refined it afterwards. I'm just a bit sentimental.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just hurts like hell.
Can you? Okay. I'm gonna go into mother mode. Be like, can you tell me your name? Do you know where you are? Obviously, I don't need.
Yes,
Do
yes.
you have any issues with your head?
No, I'm fine. Minwoo, by the way, nice to meet you.
Awesome. Nice to meet you too. Cool. All right, we're gonna go there. We'll see what we can do. And in the mech thing, Dozak's gonna try and like hold his little body against Minwoo to try and minimize the actual like bouncing to like apply a bit more pressure as well.
Sure.
And while he's doing that, he just wants to kind of like just lightly put his little paw on his left leg, and like without actually saying anything, he wants to cast Healing Word.
Okay.
On him, like for his leg.
Go ahead and give me the health roll on that.
Oh, that's a perfect roll. That's 6.
6.
So you get 6 for that.
As you
Just
do
trying to,
that,
like,
you just
heal
feel him
that
go.
as much as I can.
That feels better. Thank you.
Awesome.
I would do that myself, but I'm a little tapped out today.
We can tell. That's okay. We'll get to the city hall, and then yeah, as the camera pans out and goes to somebody else out across town.
Ava, you said you were running towards this, and you need to get 120 feet away. So I'm kind of curious what you're doing.
Ava will, as he gets within line of sight of the well, he will slowly make circular motions with his arm, and I will use the Shape the Flowing River from my elemental attunements, and I can take 30 feet of water within 120 feet of me, and reshape, raise, lower, or freeze it. So, as much as I can, I would just like to Avatar waterbend this shit out of the well and start dousing some of the fire.
That
Hey,
is
Katara.
awesome. That is great. So, some people say that the Path of the Four Winds, not that fun. But I have to disagree, because this sounds awesome. So, yeah, God, that's great. So, as you get there, and you start doing whatever hand motions you do for that, and you close your eyes for a minute, and then the water in the well just starts kind of coming up, and it, forms. Do you have like a form that it takes, or anything fun, or just like splashy water?
Let's say there's some Garuda-y, vortex-y kind of something to it. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but
You may have to answer to Garuda for using her on the water element, but we'll see if she ever comes back. I love it though. And actually, in doing this, you're able to douse some of the fires in the immediate area. Because at this point, no one has come over here because it's too dangerous because of the fires that were kind of all around this place. But bending this water, does it say you're able to, it said raise it, so I'm assuming, does that mean you're able to increase the volume of the water that was in there?
Reshape, raise, lower, freeze, or unfreeze. No larger than a 30-foot square within 120 feet of me.
And how many times can you do that?
I can do that up to my key points, so I can do that up to 3 times.
Okay, so the first time you use that, you're able to bring it out, and it's just kind of swirling the water around, targeting the areas that need to be targeted. It does. It looks very water-bendery as you're doing your cool monk stuff, I'm assuming, and just kind of very flowy. Maybe you're doing some yoga. I don't know. And you're actually able to clear out enough around the well itself that you think it might be safe to get people back over here to start using it in a more traditional sense.
Oh yeah.
If you'd like to do that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So Ava, as you run back to try to gather some more people, Izzy, Grunthor, are either of you doing anything different?
Izzy... Oh, go ahead.
No, you first.
Izzy... Who is in the cart with Izzy? Because Izzy is in the cart as it's running through town, basically. Or is Izzy just driving the cart now?
The cart at this point has been stopped. You're kind of sitting in a stopped cart. Everybody's abandoned it. The guards have gone off to try to help. Firion and Sarah have disappeared. You don't know where, because while everyone was running off, that's when you were doing your spells. That's when you were kind of seeing through Alnubis. So at this point, if you're kind of taking stock now of what's around you, you're alone.
Cool. Izzy is going to run to where he saw other people were, because he is sure that's probably where Sarah and other people are going to bring people who need medical help. Okay. As he's running, though, because, cantrips be cantripping. Okay, so Dia.
Yes.
I need you to
make a Constitution saving throw.
No. Yes, I'm going to go to your house and physically cast a spell on you. I was going to say, no, actually, I think by the way of this, it would make more sense to use that. As he's running, because they're just cantrips, Ray of Frost on every building he sees as he's just running through, because he does not know how to drive a cart.
Fair enough. And, they don't have any massive damage, but against the fire. But it is helping. The spots that you Ray of Frost, you can see putting out small little patches of fire as you go. And there are some smaller fires. And I imagine Izzy, being as intelligent as they are, would target some of the ones as they were trying to spread out into the town. So as you're running into the town square, you're getting those that are kind of spreading on and helping to keep it at least contained as well as you can.
As he runs, he does a whistle with both of his hands, and in an instant, Anubis appears and is flying over him, and he says, "All right, friend. Let me know if anyone needs, and let me know if you see anyone who might need any medical attention. I'll do what I can." And he is just trying his best to try to see if there's anyone on the way, but he is making it to that place specifically.
Okay.
Because he knows that the best he can do in this moment is cast very small spells that will not help.
Okay. So actually, as you say, if anyone needs help, Alnubis just flies off your shoulder and does a quick 360 around your head to get your attention, and then starts flying off in a path. You get the feeling he wants you to follow him.
Yeah, that's what he is going to do.
Okay. Grunthor, you had something you were doing.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for the town guard, but I'm also keeping an eye out for Ava.
Right.
No, Zach.
Give me perception. Okay.
16.
As you're searching for the town guard, looking around, you find yourself in front of the large building. There are there are 2 guards out front that seem to be ushering people in that are running for the building. And then you see a couple more that are escorting people that seem wounded. So you see one woman who's got another woman just kind of holding her up as they're limping towards it. The one just covered with soot. The other one is dressed as a town guard would be dressed. You see the 2 that they're not really guarding so much as they are just facilitating people getting into this building. As you get closer, you hear one of the guards next to the building saying, "Come on, we have like a makeshift hospital in here. Bring them in. We have a few healers and some cots set up." But as they go by, you hear him say to his partner, "We're hitting capacity. We're going to have to find somewhere else to take these people because, not many more people can fit in here, and I'm not sure how much safer this is going to be for how much longer." And his friend kind of looks off towards the flames that, while they haven't really spread in the last little bit since you all have been helping, but they haven't really receded either. As the other guy just kind of nods. Nozak, at this point, you would be coming into the square, heading for this building, as this is the building he was directing you to. So, Grunther, you actually, as you're listening to this, you hear a thump, 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 and look, and you see this one-armed, at this point, mech with the left arm just dangling, kind of swinging like it doesn't work anymore, running towards the building. You see Nozak in the cockpit with another man that you don't recognize, a Hume.
Found him. I found Minwoo. And he needs to get in. At this point, I'm just going to completely ignore Grunthor because I am a man on a mission. And I'm going to get my mech to, like, run straight up to the guards. Like, I don't care how scary this looks, but, like, Empire. But I'm going to run up to the guards. And I'm going to hop out and immediately just start being like, I've got Minwoo, he's been injured, he needs to get looked at, he needs something.
The guards don't even give you a second thought. Like, even, like, you barreling towards them in a mech didn't seem to faze them at all. As they say, "My God, I thought he died. Yes, of course, bring him in. He's alive, right?"
He's up there.
"I'm fine. Oh, God. Just someone get me out of this thing."
"I don't care if you are fine. You will sit there and you will let them take care of you."
Intimidation check.
Just a little guy.
As you're saying that, you can hear him going as he squeezes out and hits the ground, and you just hear, "Oh, fuck!" As you see him hit the ground and then collapse in pain.
Very, very old man of him.
Why does nobody listen to the rabbit? No one listens to the rabbit.
The 2 guards, Grunthor, run past you out to Nozak's mech, and you see them starting to gather up Minwoo and helping him up and helping him in as he's kind of limping. He goes, "I can still help. Just take me to the ones that need assistance." And the other guard says, "Sir, I think that might be you at the moment." And he goes, "There's people worse off than me. Just get me in there." Wait. And he stops. He turns back to you, Nozak. "Thanks for your help."
Oh, good. I'll bring some more help. We have another healer with us. We've got a few of us that can heal. Actually, we'll be here second. I wouldn't have heard him say they're at capacity. Hey,
you would not.
I wouldn't have heard that.
No.
Okay. How many more places? How many spots do you have left? Like, do you have spare cots, or are we putting people on the floor?
The 2 guards kind of look at each other. At this point, we are out of cots. It's
okay.
Floor.
Sheets. Grab sheets. Put them on the floor. Position them so that the cots are on each corner, so the sheets aren't going to move. If you can space the cots far enough apart, you can fit at least 1 or 2 people down the other side. Head to feet, so you've got 2 people on each side. Put them so there's 2 between the cot. You'll have way more room. We can get more people here. We'll bring some more help.
The 2 guards just kind of like stare at you for a minute, and then there's like just a little bit of an awkward silence, and then Minwoo says, "What are you waiting for? You heard him. Let's go!" As they go, yes, of course. Let's get you inside, and then we'll do that." As they start just making their way back past you, Grunthor.
Yeah.
What do you?
Oh, Nozak, is this the leader of the town?
I don't know if it's leader, but we've been talking about Minwu for the past couple of days, and Ava and Easy wanted to talk about him, right? So I just kind of found him, brought him here. He needed help. The southwest. What, did we come from the southwest?
Yeah.
Where did we come from?
Yeah.
Okay. The entire southwest district is gone in this town. Like the buildings have collapsed. I've got out as many as I can.
I know. I have a bucket brigade starting so that we can at least recede the, keep the fires from consuming the entire town. Maybe you should stay and help with the wounded, and I can go back and find Sarah or her queenship.
Okay. Find the queen, get her here as quick as possible, and make sure you bring Furion. These people are going to trust the Empire more than they're going to trust you, okay?
Not without even thinking, I do a quick salute and then turn around and head off.
Okay. As you're heading off, you actually see Ava just sprinting in their super monk speed back towards the original well. So it's the original well and the actual town hall are not that far apart, and you can see the well from the steps of the town hall. You see Ava sprinting back over there and talking to some of the people. Ava, what are you doing? What are you saying to them?
I'll tell them that I cleared access to the other well, and how is this well looking? Is it almost empty? Is it almost tapped?
It's pretty much gone at this point. Most of the people, you can see, some of them are starting to break off and head up towards the other well that they sent Grunthor to, and you previously. And then some people are just kind of standing around. Some of them look just defeated. Like they don't know what to do now, as they're just kind of stopped and watching the flames.
Okay, well, I'll tell everybody that was participating about the other one that I cleared out. And then I guess I'll just empty this one with another Shape of the Flowing River and just the rest of the flames over here.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Alright. Oh, yeah, I suppose doing that might be a little inspiring, huh?
Yeah. And your tale of clearing it out, people don't know you. They may not take that at face value. But once you take out the rest of the water with this ability, probably going to get some people to pay attention to you.
Yeah. They're rolling in slow motion for some weird reason. I don't know how to fix that, but it's getting there.
20. Okay.
Hey.
There's not a lot left, but you are able to bend the water that is still left within the well and use it to put out a small fire that's relatively close. As everyone around you just kind of looks and, let's follow him. As they all kind of just gather up on you. One of them kind of saddles up next to you. They seem to be a younger man. They're Ellison. You would put them maybe early 30s. Still pretty young for an Ellison. As they just kind of, as you're walking back towards the other well, they whisper very low to you. Are you, are you a disciple of Leviathan? From Palam?
No. I don't know what that means. Hold that thought.
I didn't mean to. They seem very nervous at the moment. I didn't mean to. Of course, I would never assume that anyone would be worshipping false idols in the Empire, but I just was curious. I was trying to rout out false...
yeah, of course.
And then he looks really embarrassed, and then he just runs off.
Here, grab a buck. Okay, yeah, that works too. And also part of my elemental attunement, I can put out campfires worth of fire. So if I can, I'll be putting out small little puffs of fire.
Okay. That won't help with some of the major buildings, but it does help with keeping things from spreading, for sure.
All right.
Or if you find any campfires that happen to be burning.
Seeing Ava, I'd like to run up, and anyone that's standing around, I'll kind of yell at them. It's like, what are you doing standing around? Save your homes! Use dirt!
Intimidation check with advantage. I love it. Let's do it.
Throw dirt balls.
Not the use of Quake I was imagining, but okay.
I'm glad I got rid of that one.
13. Ooh. That is good enough. As the one or two people that were still just not really buying into Ava's thing, just immediately, you can't tell if they're inspired or just really scared that you're going to hurt them if they don't. They just kind of jump, nod, and just take off towards the way that Ava was running. At this point, Ava, as you're leaving, Grunther, you're still standing there kind of at the well. You see an owl just fly by your face. And then a couple seconds later, you see Izzy running after it. Again,
you don't... I'm taking out my hatchet and I'm going to throw it. No, I was kidding.
You don't know it's Anubis.
Yeah. I'm just going to go off and look for Sarah, assuming she's probably coming this way.
Okay. Izzy, what are you doing? You do see Grunther as you're running by.
He says, I think he wants to stop Grunthor, but then he sees he runs by. He's like, I'll talk to him later. He just keeps going. Where was Anubis taking me?
Anubis is actually taking you now that you're here. You can see Anubis is flying towards a big building. You would ask if there was anyone in need of help. He's basically taking you to the town, the town center, the building where everyone's held up, where the wounded are. So where Nozak and Ava are at this point.
Yeah, okay. I think he's going to continue to follow Anubis, though. I think as much as he wants to make sure his compatriots are okay, he realizes that he does not want to be a distraction for them. Okay. So he's just going to silently follow Anubis.
Okay. Anubis takes you to this large building on the eastern side of the town square. And he just swoops in and then kind of flies up into the rafters. And as you run into this building, the guards that were stationed out there aren't there anymore. It's completely unguarded. As you run in, you're just immediately assaulted with waves of cots and blankets and just people coughing. You see some that are just crying with burns across their bodies. And you see that the guards that are in here have started to actually move things around. They seem to be laying things out. And you actually see Nozak kind of giving directions to these people. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Let's see. Roll flat. That's a hearty, nice 11.
11. Okay. You, just kind of scanning the room. There's a lot of people here. You do see Nozak, and at this point... Yeah, that's the only other of your teammates you see in it, right? Yeah. But you just see countless people. Just the room, it's basically one giant open area. You get they probably use this space for town meetings or, it's basically just a big multi-purpose room that they can do things with as they please. But at this point, all the furniture has been cleared, and it's just cots and blankets across the floor and just injured people.
He is going to go to Nozak.
Sure.
And I think he goes to his friend who, while he has like a book level of like medical knowledge, I think he knows Nozak probably knows more than him. And you see he sighs before going to his pack, and he just hands Nozak his last potion of healing. And he says, I need you to give this to whoever needs it.
Okay. And damn, how big is this? Like, if you had to give me a feet total?
I hate when people ask me to do this. Let's see. How big would you say is like a normal, like, school gymnasium? Does
like
that help?
A little bigger than a basketball court.
Yeah, about that big. I'm bad with feet, okay? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, we measure freedom units.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
If we were to say 60 feet,
yes, I mean that's what I was thinking. It's about a standard, a little bit bigger than like a basketball court. Although I don't know how much you like basketball in Australia.
I will take that. Let me quickly read something as Nozak is going to turn to
If you manage to pull out some kind of mass healing spell at level 4, I'm going to be really surprised.
I'm going to do something a little less exciting.
Okay.
I'm going to, look at... First of all, I've just had Grunthor salute me, so I'm in a weird place. And now I've just had Izzy run up to me, give me a potion, and say, give it to Mose. I'm going to be like, okay, better idea. There's a man, Minwoo, the one obviously we've been looking for, probably walking around. He's the one that's wearing the wide. He's got like singed fabric around his head, all that stuff. Give the potion to him first. If you have to, hold him down. I do not care if you have to force that potion down his throat. Go do that.
He just kind of sighs. He just says, I'm not good with... I'll try, but I'm not the best with people who are stubborn. And you see he takes the potion back, and I guess he's going to go to Minwoo.
Okay.
Just to, give him... I want to give Izzy as much help as I can, because Izzy's a bit of an airhead when he doesn't know what's going on. I'm just going to... I don't know if this is even going to work or not. I'm just going to yell out, and I'll be like, Minwoo, you're injured!
I'm fine.
Go to him. That one.
Alright, yeah. He's going to do what he's told.
As you turn around and point, there is the man that Nozak described, who is bent over someone in one of the cots. And you see that he looks like he has a healer's kit. He seems to be bandaging up like an arm. You see he himself, though, is sitting on the edge of the cot because he has his left leg kind of stuck out, and it's broken in multiple places.
I'm assuming a regular healing spell won't fix that, or at least a healing potion wouldn't.
Probably not the extent of that damage. It probably wouldn't fix, but I don't know. You can try it.
Okay. Izzy will go to him and say, my friend Nozak told me you needed help. I need you to take this potion. I need you to take this potion for me, please.
He reaches his hand out. So...
Make him drink it!
I'm not going to force it down this grown man's gullet.
Knock him the fuck out, I do not care!
No, but he says, listen, I need you to understand, my friend is going to be mad at me if you don't drink this, so please drink this so I can help you out.
Persuasion check. Disadvantage.
Okay. God damn it. I hate it here.
You love it here and you know it.
Could I use my my inspiration to make it a flat roll?
It'll make it a flat roll.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Wait, is that persuasion? Yeah, it is. Okay, so 16.
16. He takes it from you, and he looks at you, and he pops the lid off, and he kind of brings it up, he sniffs it, and he just does it like a little taste on his tongue, just to check what it is.
This pretentious prick.
And he takes
strawberry juice,
and he pours it into the other guy's throat that he's sitting on the edge of his bed. And he looks back at you and goes, I'm sorry. I'm okay. He needs it more than I do.
Will you at least allow me to put a splint on your leg?
His eyes kind of narrow. Quickly, please. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I'm just trying to... Let me back up. Sorry. Yes, thank you. I'm just a little stressed, and I need to help people.
After this, I need you to tell me if you guys... He gets down and starts splinting his leg. I need you to tell me if you guys have any herbs or any supplies I can use to make a balm to help with burns.
Well, yeah, we had quite the selection, but the shop that sold them gone up in flames.
Perfect. That means I'm going to be casting a lot of ice spells on various items to help people out.
Whatever we can do.
Yeah, and he's just going to splint his leg very quickly. And he says, I need you to understand this is for your good. If I didn't do this, he was going to hold you down.
He kind of looks over at Nozak. Okay.
Yeah, he splints the leg up, and then he says, all right. And you see he pulls out a book and medical supplies, and he just starts helping out as best as he can.
Okay. Grunthor.
While he's doing that,
oh yeah, sorry, go
quickly,
ahead.
while he's doing that, Nozak's going to stand about. He's going to stand about 15 feet away from the furthest end.
Okay.
And what he's going to do is I want him to look around and find some of the most injured people. Like, these people are the most messed up. He's going to look and find 6 of them, and then he's just going to start chanting.
Okay.
And for the next 10 minutes, he is casting Prayer of Healing on 6 of the most messed up people.
Okay. It doesn't affect your spell at all. But I'm just curious. So can you give me a performance check as you're chanting this? I just want to see if you annoy people. That's all. It won't affect the spell at all, I promise.
These guys love me. They know who I am.
Yes.
I've probably helped these guys in the Empire one day.
You're actually the soothing tones in which you cast your spell. Sorry, what? You got something?
Can I sing the Hymn of the Faith from Final Fantasy X?
If you'd like to.
Yes!
I'm
such a nerd!
That's now your official somatic component.
I am okay with that.
I wish I had it pulled up, I'd play it, but I don't. So as you do that, the soothing tones seem to be having an effect on the people around you, just calming them down. Even the injured that you're not casting your spell on seem to be... the panic is still there. I mean, there's still shit going on. But you see for the first time a crack in the anxiety in the room. So, and then yes, your prayer of healing will go off after that. You can roll your healing for them. And then while you're doing that, Grunthor, I'm going to need a perception check from you.
Sorry. Everybody, those 6 people get 16 healing.
Nice. Not today.
Actually, give me advantage because not just Sarah, you're also looking for Duchess. So I think it'd be easier for you to find Duchess because of the connection you have. So you can have advantage on the roll too. Because you specifically said Duchess is with her. So
11.
Okay. It takes a while. At this point, again, the fire you're beating it back a little bit, but it's just so much, and it's encompassing so much of the town that even with all of the efforts, you've stopped it and pushed it back a little bit, but it's still raging, and the smoke is everywhere. And with no wind blowing through, it's just kind of hanging around, like it's not blowing off outside, away from the town.
All right, then I'm gonna bellow out, Duchess, Queen, Sarah,
Animal handling check.
Tyrion.
See how well you've trained this thing. 18.
Hey.
You yell that, and there's a moment of silence, and then it lasts for just a little too long. But then you hear what sounds like just the little talon prints as something starts running towards you. Out of the smoke, you see Duchess just comes towards you, and then basically she runs up and just kind of stops in front of you, and just kind of cocks her head like she's waiting for a command. And then just a couple seconds later, you see Sarah burst out of the smoke with her hand over her arms. Duchess, come back! Where are you going? Oh, Grunthor! Oh, thank you. We got a little turned around. We were just trying to help some people.
I'm going to lay my hand against Duchess's head and stroke her neck a little bit. I'll like, my queen, please climb onto Duchess. We'll get you straight to the makeshift hospital.
Oh, you found some people. Okay, good. Yes, I have some help I can provide.
Where's Varian?
We got separated, but I think he was helping.
I'll go look for him.
Okay.
Duchess, follow my scent back to the building.
Okay, she'll climb up on, and at this point, I imagine you've maybe let her ride once or twice. She's getting a little more comfortable jumping up on Duchess.
She was the first one that got to ride her.
I know, but I remember she didn't really know what she was doing. She's getting
now there's a saddle.
Oh yeah, that's right. The giddiness is gone just because of the moment, because it's not like a giddy moment. But she hops up with a lot more confidence than she did, and then both of them take off. As before she goes though, she says, "The last place I saw Furion was," and she points off kind of towards the south. We just got separated. He went to help someone, and then there was an injured person that I was casting some spells on. But Duchess knows where to go. Yes.
Go.
Okay.
And I'll just head to the direction she pointed to, and I'll just be calling out Furion.
Okay. Give me one more perception.
Prince, and the revolution. Ugh.
Hey.
Oh
Yikes.
boy.
Oh no.
Hold on, I need to load my cheat. I mean,
yeah, 8. There's been some low ones. You run into the smoke, and you're looking, but there comes a point to where you just can't stay where you are anymore. You have to retreat back towards the center of town because the smoke is just getting too much. You haven't been able to find Furion in the smoke. But you think you can stay if you'd like, but you think that if you stay too much longer, you're gonna start suffering some ill effects.
if I need to, I'll step out, take a few good deep breaths, calling out to Furion, and try another direction or something like that.
Okay. So, give me one more perception check. This one will be with disadvantage. At this point, the smoke is stinging your eyes. It's getting harder to breathe. So let's see what you
Can I give someone my inspiration, or do I have to be with them at the time?
I would say you'd have to be with them. Just because.
Okay,
I don't know what the
then.
official rules are, but for me, you wouldn't really know what he's doing. So normally
totally understandable.
you have to be able to see what they're doing, and then I'll
Low cheat.
Low cheat.
Low cheat.
2.
If you get a nat 20, he's gonna kick your ass.
There you go. 15.
15 with disadvantage isn't bad.
Yeah.
You go back in, and the smoke is becoming unbearable at this point. You're the only reason you're still standing is because you're Grunthor, and the sheer force of your will is keeping you on your feet. There comes a point to where you're about to give up when you finally catch a glimpse of something kind of through the smoke, and as you push through, you see Furion, and he's dragging a person who just seems to be completely unconscious, and he's just dragging them. He's like, ugh. He doesn't even seem to notice you. And
how does he look? Does he look like he's suffering smoke
give me a quick
inhalation?
insight check.
7. Probably not.
It's hard to tell. At this point, with the smoke in your eyes, he's standing, he's pulling this guy. It's hard to tell exactly how well he's doing.
Okay. I'm going to go over there, say, I'm here, and take the take the person up onto my shoulder. I'll take a quick look around to see if there's any other people trapped under anything. And if not, then I'll grab his belt and lead him out of the smoke. And then I'll go back in and look.
Grunther, it's... sorry, it's really good to see you. Have you seen Sarah? We got separated. I can't leave until...
She's headed to the hospital to help. Come, follow me.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's get you out of the smoke first.
You start leading him out. Ava, at this point, you've managed to bring people back to the well at the south. You're making good progress. Is there anything particular you want to do with these people, or for these people, or what are you doing down there at the well?
So usually, breeze and air with a fire is bad.
What do you want to do?
What?
It's up to you, man.
Could I help them in extinguishing the fire by using the gust? by using my Mark of Garuda gust, by like gusting a point to where like it can't spread down, maybe.
So what?
Or like if it spreads down to that area, it dissipates before it gets there. So I can like maybe hold a border, and I can push back like a wall. Per se.
Yeah, I think you could do that. You could also use it to dissipate some of the standing smoke, to blow it away as well, to clear paths for people. But yeah, I think that even with maybe some of the smaller, just started flames, the gust may be enough wind to extinguish it instead of, you know what I mean? Maybe not the roaring infernos, but some of the newer spot, like blowing out a candle or something. So yeah, I think that would work really well.
Okay, so yeah, I'll use the putting out campfires and gusts to kind of help.
Okay.
Not prevent like flare-ups and kind of help maintain like borders.
What is your spell casting? It's wisdom, right? Just give me a basic wisdom plus your proficiency. Like your spell casting modifier, basically.
Yeah.
It is on this day that Ava received their second name in commemoration of what they did. Ava will now be known as the Avatar.
You already have inspiration. You got to use these, okay? That was one of those. That was one of those.
Today.
That was one of those puns that gets you inspiration, and you blew it.
I am blow shit. You want to who's blowing shit, Ava?
My proficiency is 22.
20. Okay. It's working better than you expect. Actually, I don't know. Ava seems pretty confident. It might be working exactly as well as you expect. But yes, so you're able to clear them paths. You're able to keep it from spreading, and you actually feel like you're making quite the dent here on the southern side of the town. You seem to be you established a clear line, and you have kept the flames from going past that point, and you actually have pushed them back about the length of one row of buildings at this point. With the way that you're doing it, and the water and the bucket brigade that they have going, seems to be pretty successful. Now, with how much flames there are in the town, it could take a very, very, very long time to clear out everything. But you at least have established a distinct border at the moment.
I like it.
At this point, Nozak, Izzy, you see, you've been in the building for a while. Nozak, your spell of healing has gone off, and you see Duchess kind of burst through with Sarah on its back, and Sarah just...
Okay, all of this would have happened in 10 minutes then, because para healing takes 10 minutes to
yeah,
cast.
so it would have been at least 10 minutes later. So your para healing's done. Sarah gets a cool moment too, as Duchess kind of bursts through. She just very deftly slides off the side and does like a really nice landing. And then there's a moment to where the place goes silent. Everybody kind of just sees this grand entrance as she looks around quickly and catches you two. And then Izzy also, she catches near you Minwoo. And then she just kind of makes a beeline towards them. As she's walking to you, she's passing someone that's on the floor. And you see that they've got burns just kind of like across the sides of their face. And she doesn't really slow down, but she just kind of waves her hands over them as she walks by. And you can see some of the sparkling magic just kind of drift over them. It's just a little bit of their burns start to like stitch themselves up. As she comes over to you, Izzy, and Minwoo. It's so good to see you alive. I thought that when we came into town, I thought that maybe... She just stops talking, and then she just goes in to hug Minwoo, and he's like, "Oh, watch the leg." Ah. And she's, "Oh, I'm sorry. Izzy, what's the situation here?"
Mostly problems with recessive. Is that the word? Sorry, above board. Mostly problems with breathing, burns, and your friend being much too stubborn for his own good.
Well, yeah, I could have probably told you that. Minwoo, can you do anything? And he goes, I've done all I can for today. We've been at this for a while, and I've had to use quite a bit. I don't really have much left.
I have alchemist supplies and an herbalism kit with me, but without any ingredients, there's not much I can do for the burning. The best I can do is do my best to coax my magic in a way to where it doesn't completely freeze bandages or other items, and just put them on other people's burns for a temporary relief.
Well, that could help, I think. It's a start. She looks over at Minwu. What are we going to do about the town? He just kind of shakes his head. I don't know. I don't know if it's even salvageable at this point. He just kind of looks around the room. Sarah sighs. I'm traveling with some really impressive people. I think we need to get them together. Maybe they'll have a plan. I see some of them here. I think you've already met Izzy. And she just kind of points to you. And then she also points over. And that's Nozak. And I'm traveling with 2 others as well as Furion. And then as soon as she says that, you see Minwu kind of be like, Princess, you're traveling with the Empire's son. And she kind of blushes a little bit. It's Queen now, actually, and there's a lot that we need to tell you. His eyes just kind of go wide, and he starts to stand up, and he goes, well, then we best get to saving these people, because I need to hear this story. What'd you say, Nozak?
Sit down, Minwu.
He's going to stand. Like, he's going to stand. Izzy, you hear this. Do you do anything as he tries to stand?
Can you listen? We have to deal with him after this situation. Could you please just sit down?
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
I love that we have to deal with him.
He's tried his best to keep the peace, but also Izzy doesn't particularly care. So we're gonna see. Oh, yeah, good shit. 19.
Okay. He kind of glares at you, and he tries to put a little bit of weight, not as much as he did before, and he goes,
listen,
fine.
I understand. I understand someone of your expertise feels the need to work all the time. I had to coax my mentor into sitting down every once in a while as well. Well, you can't help anyone, or you can't work if you're too focused on pain, and you need to sit right now, please.
Fine. Fine. Go find those people. And actually, Princess, sorry, Queen, if the son of the Empire is here, it would do a lot to bolster morale. We sent for aid, but it's only been a few hours. When this one rolled in, points over to Nozak, with his Imperial Magitech, I was kind of thinking that we had the cavalry roll in already, but Furion making appearance could help. She goes, yes, I have one of my traveling companions looking for him now, actually one of my knights. The first one that I've actually knighted myself. It's kind of exciting. But I trust him, and I'm pretty sure that he will come through. Okay, well, in the meantime, I'm fine. He looks over at Izzy, and then he looks back at Sarah. You two need to leave me alone. Go tend to the others. I'll survive, and I won't move.
Thank you. Izzy will basically just hand essentially they're kind of like makeshift, they're just like makeshift like wash rags and such, like with ice coaxed on the outside. He says, I'm doing as much as I can. I need you to do most of the heavy lifting, if that's okay.
Are you saying that to Sarah?
Yes.
Of course. Yes. I'll help however I can. I've used a little bit of my magic for the day. I still have some. I think we should target those that seem the most injured first, and then work our way. And then once I'm tapped out, we can just do what we can for the rest.
Once you're tapped out, that's when I can leave.
Okay. So you and her continue off. Grunther, you come out of the smoke with Furion in tow. You got a little disoriented in the smoke and looking for Furion. When you come out, you actually find yourself at the southern well. And you can see Ava again, just doing his cool airbendy stuff. Just as he pushes his hand out, his left palm, you can see the emblem on his hand glows a little bit as the wind comes out of his palm. As you see him just directing smoke away and just putting out some of the smaller fires. At this point, Furion goes, "God, it's nice to nice to see the sky again." Oh, sorry. Got some in my throat, I think. Ava, at this point, you would notice the two of them coming out. If you wanted to stop, or you can continue. It's up to you.
I would just give him a nod of acknowledgement, but probably continue.
Okay.
I'd probably just take Izzy's map and go until either all the wells are tapped or until we're just completely fucked.
Okay.
I'll I guess yell over to Ava, we're meeting at the hospital. Come when you are tapped. And I'll lead Furion. Unless Furion needs to be carried. And I'll just throw him on my shoulder too.
No. I'm fine. Don't. You already have someone on your shoulder. I'm good. I promise.
Oh, I had forgotten.
Sorry. Maybe.
The guy who's dying is laughing.
So yeah, you guys make your way back as well. So at this point, it's been a couple more minutes. Walking slow. Furion is holding his own, but he's walking slower. Every now and then he says, "Stop, just for a second." As he tries to catch his breath, coughs a little bit.
Fritz, it would be faster if I carried you.
No. Listen, I appreciate the offer, but a son of the Emperor cannot go into that building being carried by somebody. It sends the wrong message. I'm sorry, I know it's
if you wish.
It's outdated, I know, but it's just how things work. So, we have to show strength in these situations and confidence.
I'll offer him my water skin.
That I'll take. As he takes it and just starts drinking it. Oh, that's so much better. Thank you. Okay.
And it is water.
Oh, yeah. Just give him, like, fireball whiskey.
Hell yeah.
It's a potion of fire breathing. Exactly what he needs right now.
Hey, someone still has that.
I think so. Someone does have that, right?
Yeah, I have one of those.
Okay. Yeah. We don't really have any crazy trickster people, but if anybody was going to pull some kind of weird prank with that, I would imagine it would be Ava or maybe Nozak. I think would be the two.
Yeah.
So.
No.
A couple minutes later, you all do manage to make your way to the where everyone else is gathered. At this point, you come in, and Furion, just as soon as he comes in, kind of grabs onto the wall to steady himself and just starts scanning the room. And immediately sees Sarah, and then just kind of pats you on the back. Thanks. And then just leaves and runs straight for her. It's more of like a shuffle, because he's not really running at this point. But you see she and Izzy are kind of standing over somebody, and you see Izzy is kind of helping facilitate whatever kind of ritual that Sarah is doing. And you see Furion go, and he puts his hand on her shoulder as she spins around, and you can just see the relief wash over her face as she just embraces him, and he embraces her back. Both of them just covered with soot. They both look just exhausted, but they're back together. Nozak, what are you doing?
I'm still kind of like just barking orders at these people. I'm really enjoying this whole 1 foot tall officer thing.
Yeah.
But no, I'm kind of like barking orders at people. I'm like setting up more areas just in case, because obviously everybody else has got their hands full.
Sure.
But in the time that I do, I just remembered I had something that I could have used earlier. But like while I'm like doing everything, I'm kind of just mainly just keeping an eye out on everyone to see like where the most injured are and what's going on.
Sure.
And if I find anyone really, really bad, then I'll tell one of the guards to take them over to Minwoo, so he stays still, but he still gets to do things with his little bit.
Give me an insight or perception. I'll let you use whichever one's higher.
They are both wisdom, my dude.
Yeah.
Let's do perception. 21.
21. So you're scanning the room. You've healed quite a few people in your area. You see Sarah and Izzy tending to some of the more injured ones. Someone does catch your eye, though, over on the far end of the room. They look to be probably... they're Hume. It's a man probably in his middle 40s or something like that, you would guess. You're not sure. You don't really know Hume ages. Mortals.
Right? Oh,
but
time.
Of all the people, he seems to be the worst off. He's not moving very much. His breathing's very shallow. He does seem to be covered with burns on the majority of his body, as he's just kind of lying there, just raspily breathing.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna make a beeline over to him, and just kind of like, obviously, if he's in an absolutely messed up way, I'm gonna give him the healing of potion that the potion of healing that I have. He's gonna be the one that I give mine to.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like uncork that and like slowly. This is gonna sound so weird. I'm gonna slowly coax the liquid down his throat, but like just enough to where he doesn't have any trouble swallowing. Like he's not gonna choke on it, because if he does, you know, that's kind of a problem. But yeah, so I'm gonna kind of like slowly feed him the potion, and as I'm doing that, I'm just gonna like slowly watch to see what parts I'm gonna watch what parts of his body are affected by the healing potion.
Okay.
Because in my mind, and working in the churches and all that stuff, when healing, the body reacts to the most messed up part first before going through everything else. So I want to see what is really broken.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna start seeing what else and assess what else he might need.
Okay. So, as you administer this healing potion, you hear him kind of like struggling on to breathe it, to drink it. But he does. And as you kind of sit back and you're looking over, you don't see anything happening. Give me intelligence.
Sorry,
check.
I've got the sun in my eyes.
Oh my god, Australia's so weird. It's nighttime.
What am I rolling? Sorry.
Just give me a generalized medicine check.
Medicine, okay.
Also, I just want to comment. This isn't for the streamers because they can't see it, but I'd like to comment on Grunthor's negativity and distrust of his DM. As we're doing this, we got a message in the Discord that I am intentionally making everyone use their spell slots on healing so that I can just kill everybody with a big fight. So I would say, excuse you, sir. I have forced you to do nothing. Everyone has made their own choices.
And everyone's gathered in the same place, so...
Except for Ava.
What I will say, though, is you really are making us use our potions, though.
I'm not making you, but I appreciate you doing it. It's very
fuck I used mine.
Yeah.
Are you happy? I finally used my inspiration.
There you go.
It went from an 8 to a 14.
Okay. You don't see anything. Your knowledge of this is, yes, the potions, the spells usually target the most injured area first. The fact that you're not seeing anything makes you believe
is a worry.
Yeah, it might be something internal.
Yeah, okay. Alright, after administering that, I'm just gonna, like, gently hold his head, and I'm just gonna say, do you remember what happened? Are you okay? I mean, you're not okay, but do you remember what happened?
There. The ship, just from the sky, it just came down. It was supposed to... I don't know. It just stopped. It got really quiet. Sorry.
Oh, yum.
And then it was there 1 minute, and then the screaming heat. Something landed on my chest.
Were you on the ship or off the ship?
No, I was working.
Okay.
I was working at the place that I worked. His eyes just are starting to blink, and they're going a little distant. He's having trouble remembering.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not looking good.
No, he's not. Okay. Alright, I am going to call out to one of the guards. Can I have his name? Can I just scream out to one of the guards to be like, you, that one in particular, what's your name?
You're asking the guard his name?
Yeah.
Jonathan?
Cool, Jonathan, you're my favorite now. I need you to take this man over to Minwoo as quickly and as carefully as you can. Okay?
Okay. So the guard comes over, and he starts to pick the guy up. And as he does, the guy goes, no! And the guard just kind of lets him go. He's just kind of like grabbing at like his ribs or something.
Okay, I'm Nozak with a heavy heart and so much pain in his voice. Minwoo, can you come here? Can you come here, please?
Oh, now you want me to move?
I will punch you myself.
Fine.
Jonathan, go get Minwoo, bring him here. I am trying to keep you in one spot to help you, but I do need your help right now.
Okay. Minwoo starts making his way towards you very slowly. He stands up and he's just basically trying to, trying to hop his way over. As he's like, he finally makes it over to you.
Alright.
What's going on?
I've administered a healing potion. I have reason to believe that he was part of one of the first ones when the F ship crashed. So he's probably the most messed up. He's not coherent at the moment. He's barely there. The potion of healing didn't show any outward symptoms. So it's all internal.
Well, that's not good.
No.
Just step aside for just a second, if you don't mind. And he kind of comes in,
right.
And he sits down. He kind of just looks over all of them. All of the guy. He's going to do a medicine check.
All of them. All three pieces that he is in.
He goes, can I try to turn you, or do you think that would work? And the guy just, at this point, his eyes are so wide, he doesn't even seem to be responding. And Minwoo kind of looks over at you and just kind of gives you a shake of his head. But he pulls down, and he kind of gets down underneath the guy, and he starts to lift him up, and the guy goes, and Minwoo just slowly puts him down and kind of backs away. I don't think there's much hope for him.
It's gonna sound so morbid. No, Zach's gonna be like, that's kind of what I thought. Okay, you work here, you know how everything works. Last right?
Minwoo turns back to them and he goes, what is your name, sir? And the man just, Joseph. Is there anybody here in town that we should fetch for you? And his eyes again kind of not focusing. My daughter, Nellie. Just make sure she's safe. Just make sure. He just starts coughing. And then Minwoo just kind of like slowly puts a hand on him. He looks at you, Nozak. Just shakes his head.
Yep. Time makes a fool of us all, and Nozak is just going to get up and walk away because there are other people that need help and he's going to die. So Nozak's like, well, anyway, Let's find someone else.
Okay.
It's quite morbid, and like to an outsider that like doesn't understand, they're like, he's a bit of a heartless prick. But like, mate, if you're gonna die, you're gonna die. There's not much we can do. I'd rather spend my time healing other people that are actually gonna make it. Like,
sure. At this point, Izzy, you and Sarah and finish up with your patient, and Sarah is now talking to Furion. You have to say something. These people, they need to hear from you, I think. I think you could really help the mood. I know you can't physically heal them, but I think that maybe just hearing from you would help. And Furion just kind of nods a little bit. He looks at you, Izzy. What do you think? Do you think that would help?
Me? I think he's surprised in this moment because out of everyone, I would think on the outside he seems the least capable for motivating anyone. But I think in this moment he also realizes out of everyone in the party he's gotten to know Sarah the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in this moment he's a bit, I don't want to say touched, but he's a bit surprised at the fact that Furion trusts his opinion because Sarah trusts him, or because he trusts Sarah. And I think he's taken aback before he thinks for a bit, and he says, "I'm not one for speaking to crowds. Me personally, I would prefer to make sure all the medical things are in order, but I also have to put myself in the shoes of these people. If I was in a situation where I didn't feel any hope in a moment, a person who actually has the access and power to do something, telling me that things are going to be all right would make me feel better. However, you need to choose your words very carefully. These people, for a lot of them, this could possibly be the worst day of their lives."
Any suggestions?
the last thing.
Well, you are the prince. I think you should make sure they feel love.
Okay, I think I can do that. He just reaches over and he grabs Sarah's hand, gives it kind of a squeeze, and he starts making his way towards the back end of the room. You can see he kind of goes, just finds somewhere to where he thinks everybody can see, and he just if I could have your attention. I am Furion Garland, second son of the Emperor. And I find myself in your town on this, the day of nightmares. At this point, people seem to be paying attention, as just the mention of Furion's name kind of snaps people around. I was passing through on my way back from a diplomatic mission when we saw the flames. And I'm lucky that we did. I have brought with me people that can help you here. And I can guarantee you that I will do it. And he just starts coughing uncontrollably.
Nozak's gonna run up and cast Healing Word.
Okay. As you do
on
that,
Furion.
Roll for healing.
Max healing. I will roll.
6. You can see him.
Screw you, Gretel.
He stands up, and you can see his eyes kind of focus for a minute as he locks onto you. And you don't see anything necessarily heal him either. As his eyes find Sarah, and his lids flicker a little bit, and he collapses.
Okay, would I have...
Oh no.
That's where we're going to end it. Save it.
No! No!
Don't like this.
Wow.
Don't like this at all.
Save it.
I hate you.
No, you don't. You
No,
love
I
me.
don't. I love you.
You love me.
Whoa.
I hate you all. That's why I do this shit. So.
Fucking if Freep bursts out of fury, I swear to God.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
No, fuck off.
You can't say shit like that.
Original idea, don't steal.
I'm listening to everything. So, that's where we'll end this session. It's 11:30, so it seems like a good place. So yeah, we'll see what happens when we pick up there next time. Anybody got anything before we sign off?
There would be a shame if there was a monster that just had a bunch of healing potions on them. That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Some like super high level spell scrolls and stuff like that. That'd be great.
Yeah. A bunch of
Something that could help us if we killed it.
Yeah, sure. I'll give it some thought. We'll see what happens. Anyway, if there's nothing, thank you all. That was episode 10 of Kupo Quest. We will be back next week to pick up from here and see what happens. Until then, lally ho, friends.
Yeah, bye.